Now, look, Prince Harry's High Court battle against Mirror Group newspapers over alleged phone hacking has drawn to a close this week, and the judge really seemed to be losing patience with the Prince. So while listening to Harry's barrister give his closing speech on Wednesday, Justice Fancourt blasted, "Show me the evidence, not just assertions. Give me your best 2 examples of particular evidence that Harry was able to give." But Lady C, with the Duke struggling to provide any evidence, could he actually be facing a public humiliation here?
Well, one is ever hopeful. You know, as you know, Dan, I'm intimately acquainted with the court process, having sued all of the major newspapers in this country very successfully. I mean, just yesterday, I banked a wonderful check from the Mirror. So the fact of the matter is that when Mr. Justice Fancourt says something like it, what he's really saying is, my thinking is that you have provided no evidence, and it is your duty to provide evidence. And if you don't provide any evidence, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with the fact that you have provided none, and therefore, if you can't prove your case, you cannot expect to win it. I mean, that is basically what Mr. Justice Fancourt is saying. You know, he gave David Sherborne the opportunity to come up with his 2 best cases that would prove that there had actually been phone hacking. But I mean, the 2 cases that he was able to mumble or stumble upon were actually, you know, a servant could have given, somebody in a nightclub could have given, somebody close by could have given. There's absolutely no proof whatsoever that phone hacking was responsible. I mean, Harry seems to think that he lives in a bubble and that nobody is ever going to pick up a phone and phone. Well, we all know that waiters phone, you know, servants phone. I mean, the naivety and the stupidity of it all. And I think Mr. Justice Fancourt has bent over backwards to give them an opportunity to prove that something has merit. And Sherborne was not able to come up with anything.
Phil Dampier, what's your take on what's gone on in court this week?
Well, a lot of people have been saying to me they still think Harry will win this case, but I think this really turns it round the other way. I mean, I think that the fact that the judge brought this up right at the end of the trial, just a day or 2 before the end of it, gives a very clear indication of what he's thinking. And as Lady C says, he put Sherborne on the spot. He couldn't come up with any evidence. So I would now be astonished if he found in Harry's favour. It doesn't mean to say that he won't find in other people's favour necessarily. But I think we can safely assume that what he's thinking, and it's the clearest indication yet of what's going on in his mind. And I don't think any of us are surprised.